Well, hello, Stampers, and welcome to the Monday Cheer Corner. I'm sorry I'm late. I actually would have been only like maybe 2 minutes late, and then the phone rang, and it was someone from Gatineau because Rachel's going to be renting an apartment there, and she needed a co-signer. So anyway, lots of questions and whatnot. So that was the delay. But anyway, are you ready to see what we're going to make today? I have not made the cards, so we are going to play and we're going to see what happens. I'm super excited to be here. I'm hoping that the live works. Now, I do not have a second device set up here so that I can watch the comments. I will respond to your comments later, so feel free to chat with each other. Feel free to, I would love to know where you're from. I'm always curious as to what the weather is like, so that's always cool to hear about. And above all, as you're watching me make the card, think about who you want to send this card to, because Happy Mail is really powerful. And I have talked to a lot of people lately, and there is a lot of COVID fatigue out there. People are tired. People are just weary of the same old, same old. And so, yeah, sometimes a little thing like a Happy Mail is just what makes your day. So I know I came home to Happy Mail. I'll share that later. But in the meantime, let's have a peek. All right. So we are going to use this paper, and it's called New Horizons. Okay, and there's a lot, and it tells me exactly what colors are in here. So that's helpful. And I'm hearing a echo. I don't like that. Let's have a look. Okay, good. I fixed that. All right, so this is the paper, and I have to decide which one I'm going to use. So I think you get at least 4 sheets of each one, and it's kind of a really cool watercolor scene. So this could be fun. I want to play with this, and I've been wanting to play with this, so it's the perfect time to do it. All right, so I think I'm either going to use this one or... No, not that one. I don't want water because I want to put a deer on it. Well, this one could be okay. Or this one. I think this one. Okay, yeah. I think I'm going to use this one on the left. Okay, so we're going to use this one. I'll make more later and I will share. And you can find me thepamperedstamper.com. So now I'm going to use this color cardstock because it's evening evergreen and it matches that right here. And I've got a scrap of white. So I need a piece that's 5.5 by 8.5. So I'm going to cut this at 5.5. And here we go. And now I'm going to score it. And scoring is basically just putting a groove in. I'm going to score it at 2 1/8, and that's this gray blade. It just puts a nice little dent in the paper. So 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Okay, and then that goes like this. And then when it opens, we're going to see the whole scene. Okay, so now I'm going to take my piece of paper that's hiding underneath here, and I'm going to trim this to 5 1/4. Okay, so 5 1/4. So I can use this for something else. That green piece would be really nice for a different card. So now I'm cutting it at 2 inches and at 4 inches. And that just gives me 3 strips that are 2 inches each. Okay, now I want to make sure that I keep them in the right order because it's making a seam. Okay, so here we go. My trimmer away. So this is going to be the seam. And then I need 1 piece of white, same size. So this one is also going to be 5 1/4 by 2. Okay. All right. Now we have our basic pieces. Okay. Oh, everything is sticking. This is not good, not good. Now I have to make sure that it's the right order. Yeah, okay. So that's going to go like this. And now I'm going to get my card in here. And I'm going to get liquid adhesive. Here we go. I'm going to start with this one. And then the white one I'm not going to put down yet until I have it stamped. And I'm not sure yet which stamp I'm going to use. We're going to find out. So this stamp, this card will be good for either a man or a woman, perhaps not a child. Okay, that's good. I just wanted to double check to make sure I was doing it right. Sometimes when you're in a hurry or you're distracted, you do things wrong. I did that yesterday. That'll be in another video. I put a stamp together upside down. Only I could manage that, but maybe you've done it too. So I thought I would share the story of that one. And now this one's going to go in here. So you can see how this is coming along. And actually, I had meant to stamp on that one piece, and I didn't. So it's too late for that. And I'll show you the stamp set that I'm going to use, or that I thought I was going to use. There. And now this piece is going to go at the end. And on this piece, I want to stamp something. Now, I was going to use this. Oh, this is not, sorry, I was not doing this well enough in the camera. So that's the card so far. And I thought it might be nice to stamp this deer in the field over here or here. And I think that'll work. So I'm going to take the deer and I'm going to, let's have a look. Well, he might look nice here as well. A little bit lower. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is put him in my Stamparatus. Well, I did clean off my space, but not perfectly, I have to admit. Okay, so here we go. Put my magnet on there. And I think the deer is going to go, oh, I have to think now. I wanted it to be a little bit further away from the page, but I don't know if that's going to work. Okay, I'm going to try it like this. Here. And I want her standing the deer in the grass. So there we go. And then I want a nice dark brown so that it shows up. I'm going to use early espresso. Okay. And hopefully, it's been a while since I've used these ink pads, so I'm not sure how juicy they are. And I'm using the Stamparatus, which is a stamp positioning tool, so that I can stamp in exactly the same spot again. See, he looks good there, but I want him to be just a little bit darker. That looks good. Okay, so now, see? The deer is in there, and then maybe on the white piece, we can stamp, we're going to stamp some words, and I'm thinking either the grass here at the bottom or some trees. I'm not 100% sure yet. And then I was looking for that little green piece that I cut off, but I can't find it. So that's okay. And then the other one that I wanted to use is this one here, because it has the birds. And I really like that. So let's have a look. We'll do the birds first. I'm going to put those on a block. So I'm just going to lay that on the block like so. And then we're going to get some navy. There we go. So I've got some Night of Navy. Flip it. Tap, tap, tap. And I kind of want them flying across. Like so. Isn't that pretty? I know, it's amazing how I'm going to shove this right over like so that it's touching. And we're going to have a few more birds because they're flocking. There. And then I'm going to move this and it's just going to look like it's continuing the scene. Isn't that great? Okay. Now, I'm going to use my little scratch paper here. I don't want to get this dirty. So I'm going to lay this here. Or maybe I'll even use the Stamparatus. Let's see. I want to use this stamp here, and I'm going to do that right at the bottom in Evening Evergreen, because that's going to coordinate. I'm going to close this up. It's always a good idea to close your ink pads so you don't get your fingers or your hand or your arm or something stuck in there. Here's my block. Put it on the block, tap, 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 and then look at it to make sure you've got good ink coverage. That looks good. And see, I already got a little piece of my finger had some ink on it. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's a little bit lower than I'd like. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stamp upside down to just get rid of that gap. Oh, that worked perfectly. Okay. Awesome. And now I want to put my words on here. And I really like this one. Now, if your stamps get stuck inside your case, because the sticky labels are really sticky, then use a little pokey tool to just get under there and pry it up. So this says sometimes you need to know that someone really cares. Well, how perfect is that for this card? Let's have a look. Does it fit? It just fits. Okay, so now I'm going to use my Stamparatus here. Let's lay it on. And what's handy about this is that I have some grid lines on here and I won't get my tool dirty. And I'm just going to move it over, put it up a little bit, and I'm really, really hoping that it just fits on there. And if not, I do have a plan B, okay? So let's have a look-see. Now, the second thing I want to do is I want to make sure it's straight, and it's not, which means I could have put the sticker on a slightly crooked when I assembled my stamp. Okay. And I'm going to stamp it in early espresso. And this is just a very simple card. The paper is doing everything. I could add a lot more stuff to make it even more pretty and fancy. See, it doesn't quite fit. That T is just off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp it again just so that it's dark enough. Why, I don't know. Is take a look at this. I'm going to stamp it again on a piece of scrap. Here. Let's see. It fits on there. Okay. Now I'm just going to cut it out and pop it up. There. And that'll be just fine. Sometimes it's just an embellishment opportunity. Okay, now I could see, maybe I have a punch, but that means I have to get up for a minute and you have to wait. So, you know what? I'm just going to do this for a minute and then you'll have something to look at. And I am going to see if I have a punch. That way, although, these are the two stamp sets. I'm going to grab a punch. Okay, I have this punch, and I think that's going to work. Let's see, yep. Now, scissors. See, I have to be able to reach it. So I'm just going to cut it like so. And then let's see. Then we're going to slide the punch. And there we go. It does work perfectly. That just gives it a nicer shape than me just cutting it. Okay, so now I've got it the way I want. And let's take a look-see. And now I can just pop it up over top. Okay, and here we go. I'm going to finish this card. We'll put a little glue on the back. And have you decided who this card is going to go to yet? I still have to pick somebody for last week. It was the kangaroo card. It's kind of like a Valentine's card with some hearts. There. And see, there's just a little bit of wiggle room there. That lets me, I'm just going to pop it that way a little bit, and that's okay. And now there's one other thing that I could do that I think is going to make a difference. Let's have a look. I'm just going to use this scrap paper again. I'm going to lay it right on here. And I have a blending brush. And this one is blue and green. That's what I've used. But I'm going to use some green on here. And look, I'm just going to sponge the edges, and that'll make it pop. And it will look now like I meant to do it this way and that it wasn't an accident, that it didn't fit. Okay, and you notice that I'm starting off a little bit and going on. And you know what? I noticed just now that I cut it just slightly crooked. That's okay. Those imperfections just show the people that you actually stamped this and that a machine didn't do it. And so I'm just going to pop that up with a few little dimensionals. That also gives it just a little extra something. So here we go. I'm hoping that the live quality is good. I've ordered a new router today, so it will get better. There, isn't that just so lovely? So here's the card, and this is how it will kind of stand like this on someone's mantle or table or whatever. And as far as that little thing goes, I could put a little embellishment there, a little butterfly or something. Maybe I'll take a picture of it and then I can show you. One other thing I was going to show you, there are these really cute pebbles shapes that you could add, but I can't put one of those above the grass. That doesn't make any sense. But I could put them in the grass or along there. I'm not going to do that today, but it is an option if I want to make my card fancier. Okay, so you see how easy it was to make this card. I will take a picture and show you how I fix my little boo-boo there. But thanks for joining me today. It was really nice to do it. Sorry I was a bit late, but you know what? Life happens. And I don't think anybody was like, oh my goodness, it's 10 o'clock and Jackie's not on. So, all right, that's it. Have a super day. And don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, to click the red button on the bottom right corner that says subscribe. That would help me a lot. Give me a thumbs up, because YouTube likes it when they see people giving me thumbs up. Then they go, oh, people are liking this lady's videos, and that will help me. All right, so when you're a small business owner, it really helps. All those little things really make a difference. So thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope that you give me some good nominations for this Happy Mail. All right, bye.